yes ubon say na to say skin no color no sesa ebi kra etimi so serious say nensa timiswa nensa baby a cancer ne wo no ana obi so a obaye ne de ne say to say pompo abo na mutuom ba ye nkwohwe a na ye pompo na cancer ena ehase enti wo ye oba na say pompo bi abo mutuom what to do ubon say maybe a cancer no na e de start cheche
na no pompo enyo ya na.
Yes, so a bit me ya, a bit soon to me ya. And the problem is most of the people are yeshiano. Abaka say aba na si bibia be born in no form and as na mutum. By yan yenti or the atina fee.
Okay.
Until I feel na I so much. So those are some of them. Say at the end of advance here, a bit me crack or spine mo. A bit me ako wo from whole body mo. Once a kakra to say what bread. When it me yellow no na advance aha so eno sa no oba hospital na ye o cheche we ya na aka si okay na yes ye den ye examine o ye be fa yensa na ye hwe onofo mu ya make sure say bibi wo ho ana say bibi eni ho aha so ye yes we ya na fe ya recommend say scan and as the friend no mammogram so oba bia from 35 going no ye beka say your breast scan neshe but say what the 40 years and above Rebecca say your mammogram and no remember you who say breast cancer no ho and I say breast cancer ni ho so just to also educate on crop for say how for them to be able to check omo for because your oncrophobia omo ba omo ka say oh na make come no for and I mean who here so yemfa say month bia oba the Rebecca say try and examine our breast. Our partner will kunu and our boyfriend no cry betimi aboa na we examine our breast. So month be all your menses after 7 days either say obeda ho and I say obegina mirror mu na fe wakaka onofo no obekọ round we so na don sa hye wa mutum na wahwe se bibi e wo ho no mo a na fe wa mi on nipple kakra hwe se nsi obi firi mu a uhu bibi sa na intentem waba hospital na fe de yetimi ahwe amawo
e beto so nyame ya adom o chena nti number ne ye
yes so your number ne 059 161 3081
okay
and yes so this month no October month we say 40% discount on breast scans. And also a free examination nurses so her doctors so why betimi ahwe ni aboa
okay na me shira wo ya da say nti ene 40% ya teso titumi kai na wo de wani ache rage medical center no ma show dog the number no amount ochuna ya me ya adoma kan ho ya beto so fast than ma endpoint homeopathic clinic we are on dia 0244867068 0244867068 ochina nyame ya adoma kan ho e beto aso ase ya mo akwa ba bi mra Adom TV Badwam dwumade no eso ya direct se du bodi ase na fe health tips nso a ye de ebramo de du so no e ya ho sepe na me ginam de ama sister Sunday bi oye guy ye ba be sepe ye ho ye be sepe ye ho kakra na ya nidie dwumade die nanso asam na me de ba no e na nheda nya nidie service awari guo ne awari jaye ne sa ne mane die unze nye fan ka ba bia nko mo adri ware be 15 years ni tinka celebration ka ncha 5 years abeka ho na wanya 20 years na is a 20th anniversary fekeke why na me kana semu ye regisipi oh dum tuni sa o kai no direct obenya ne nyum bia popular bia bre ko no na wa ball de amaye na nansen aha ma menka wo ne nyum ba ko me kai wo di abehu be me bia sorry a o peveje leso ye ede leso grai na kro ya na mo mama no nyini patri ko to sa o kai sa regisi fi on boss anyum no o be bia peveje o so man kra yi nyini na why no word on the boss anyum no na say na warrior no aye bibie wo ho na wo mo ekun social media so ne na yire no ne ade nti okokopie mu kra wo court se nke bia obenya ne mane ade na nso court ni ehwehwe mu no na je say e wo se de enkura no ema oba no emum eno na ye banta wo social no eso na de yenkotie de registry ne yire no aka yenkomra sisi e
times accused of preventing him to be in the children's life. But as a father, I would want you to take them to football for me because I work full time. I have to take each one of them. They go to 3 different schools now. I need to go pick them up. I need to take them to
so yeah near masabe ya ye benya registry ne yire ne de no na fe ye de no be ma no so de aba na mame nko me amini aba sali wono de ba entertainment ni mu a wodam osore na ubusa na sembia fa industry ni mu asem o de be ma Saliman ewa homa no eso sa story o ma ware mu nsem no nim kakra ti mene ne di nkomo ba pa no pe ye mu ache Sali anope ya muache.
Oh.
Yada se. Na bibia boko de.
Boko. Na so e.
Oh, nyankopon adom ya to nkan de enim se bibia so eye fine. Na nke de ye nka bi nshem ka 15 years de. Nka nyame adom wo ma cross challenges ni nyina nka de adu de celebration na jubilation na ade. Nanso de ye tete wo social no so ne registry ne yire menteme ho ase akopie mu court asam ne yeso ni mu pa wadaroma boye nchemu kakra e ba ne say
I think the little that I can say from that and say I've known registry for like almost 17 years now, and I know the character and when the issue started, I decided to go into it and speak to both parties because because of registry, I got to know Neireno Ekakra. Now, I feel say Obia you can be decent, but at a point, ebi aniama bi betimi akọ. Edi na betimi akọbọni. Reggie industry we mo no. It's a calm. He's a serious gentleman. Or a gentleman Now, if we can recall, about 3 years in it, and Reggie Elusi ne mame. Now, Reggie Zippy dear, and him say, Regina ne mame, and Sissy and ya grow cry. One of our men so no back up. The mamma koi, our crown banner or call Abba. What did the banner in the next 35 to 40 minutes? Your friend is sending mammy. Now, yes, and in fact, Reggie was actually losing his mind. And see, I'm not saying he said entirely, Aminia Bearman didn't have a challenge. He had a challenge, but that challenge, was understandable. It was some of us, our real was expecting to say, Anka Obadia, who could not serve for so many years, almost 10 years, all the success is much okay, any idea. But on your flip up that, Nima near free, on the penny mammy back. What you say? And of the Kushansa mammy do, and anybody will not forget. And a lot of people do not understand. They say people react differently to situations. Me, I'm saying, hey, beer and go for my see, say, I'm very hard. But I be a losing my mom. People will see some because I am super close to my mom. Every single woman, I'm a beer, and the mammy craft, and I'm a see. To the just imagine, say, but the mammy in the next 30 minutes, you have to say, mammy, nobody will be okay. And so, what I expected really to do, they say, as a virtuous woman, Bible, a portrait, so by Proverbs chapter 31, verse 10. This is the time as the woman was difficult in one. You don't pin the person down. That is my only challenge. That's why I have decided to say anything that woman says, I will say, I will have the truth come out also.
And it's I'm running shantino, no crap, a dear pa, a day, our jay and buyer, no matter new one or banana supportive, and answer day.
Yes, I never done one. Nipa na no ewu ye no. Obi a oben Reggie Pia can attest to this say he wasn't for almost like 2 years. Reggie wasn't the person that we knew him to be.
And to say, Obana dear no yeah, and I can't be a mawari no I the
I think we on the downside and we are challenging our brother man who you know. And Mina, what you have Obana person say, no Regino, or no Obana and Bofran so say a Reggie family. And see what morning so much about the mom. What you have said because no man they will call that's what nothing. But I think that Obi a daily and also go through griever. You let the person grieve through it. You let the person go through all the emotions. That is how some people grieve and heal. If you can't force a person, when you see such an important figure in life to be on the right track, we are all different.
And you know, Sally, when you say no problem, you are what that maybe a way about Beckham. And I know
problem. That's what I'm saying. Is she should stop with the hypocrisy.
Nampacho, dear, may said that who yente, ye dear, but ya me director say me and he said, well, the echo swing in a mono or banner mum tender. Was social so media grobia make fana warriors some mum Regina mum na day a basso and they want to about Biano who say Anke Bia come ye any fear adia Anka problem be any actually.
So what's a middle Casano? I told you say the Reggie that I know has always been a quiet person. And I won't come in send the brain. But this is one of the giver. It took over him. Okay, I say it took over him. He posting now was very emotional post. Me, I am not saying say Reggie didn't have a problem. What I'm saying is say, well, one Burma wouldn't have won but from me and sa. One not slip of beer on the life. Reggie has been an outstanding husband, a father to Wumofrano. It is a new man. Let's say it. Dear, the new man called you to say the expect say. Oh, God, now put the Kunama with you. And what's the child holding you chronic down? Any arrest. You call police on him at random. You stand your money in the girl, and creativity behind the scenes. And I already need a deal of dinner capacity because of what them. You look at vessels for you have more and more opportunity. So much to say. And you come here, my corner, you weak vessel. It was really down behind. Hello. Therefore, the explain to social media. Said is it the best way? Absolutely not. But that is his way of venting.
Hey, Sally, my main cabby. It's the idea, I say, why a judgment? That's why I could jump one side. And I'm here, Mammy, also Barno.
I know the story, and I'm not being judgmental.
Oh, dear, see me. I'm not being judgmental. Or Barno side of the story. And I won't know because we name Reggie and in a calmness. And they were when ye ain't nice, well, hurry. Aqua Jina, baby, would Jina say, but I've been sure. So, nya brains with tea or Barnes side and swank. Here, but who or movie and because for you know, if you said that, you be a say.
You what you say? Me for Barnum Casada. Me for Regine Casada.
And to know Barnum Casada or no side and
I'm not that type of person. I also be a tea or Barnum Casada.
Oh no,
I know the both sides of the story. That's why I'm boldly saying, the girl should stop because the hypocrisy is too much.
Mate.
You kill the person, you gaslight the person, you have a girl yourself away.
Mate. Sally, I'm fancy her. Now, you best have to also brace some wadaroma. You doesn't know when what idea with the mind. Sally Mana, you're telling, can you to me, Reggie? And our real moon, some cacra with him, and when you didn't come away. Na yentie de Reggie wife no e kan ye na da social no so yentie bi emba.
Why are you not giving him access to his kids?
The question is, what do you mean by giving access to the children?
He wants to see them. He wants to have time with them.
Have you, behind the scene, called, sent a text, emailed, or made any effort?
He hasn't.
He hasn't.
He hasn't called you at all to speak to you.
He hasn't. Have been many times accused of preventing him to be in the children's life. But as a father, I would want you to take them to football for me because I work full time. I have to take each one of them. They go to 3 different schools now. I need to go pick them up. I need to take them to football training, and they go to different footballs. I need to take them to their matches. And then on the financial side, that has been a battle as well. So myself and the children don't have a privacy, don't have a life, because everywhere we walk, people know. I once took my son to a football match in London, and a parent from the opponent team just walked to me and said, I've seen this about your relationship. So you can imagine how it felt. Everywhere you go, someone is asking you about it. It's difficult for me as a parent. Can you imagine my children when they go to school, or people asking?
Yada sentino regisipi ne yire no na yetene na wo hwese de nkomo ne obande we okasa kura na senya gidigidi bia sa o aso relax am nkomo no kura na salidi no ano wow enti utimu se nke ye boko na wo de obayi kasa wieye no reginso eba social no so enti ne de
I'm making this video because many other people who have reached out to me over the past 1 week, because my ex-wife and mother of my only 3 kids has decided to grant an interview and to expose me. I don't know what that expose is about, and I'm very fine with it. But what I will say is, to my ex-wife, I hope and pray that after this interview, you have closure, you know. It's been
aside and your cocotie, you know. See, omanyine 15 years in marriage, omanyine, she say, you be any or one in him. You know, I ask some more. Rather be Muntraso, Munina, a nice person. Munina, Munya, hey, I'm gaze, good for you be, but oh, Boko, and dear, a wood here, ya the wet say, Peddy Sally came. So no ma make us the next whatever minute yes we would ye more ya so depression on me ade nyina bebem nti no e ho no wo but then I think say e bia na we de na anye we so de na anye but obi also on a point think e be hia say counselor bi bebem afutuo bi bekoso a na nka enkura ni nti say no a o enkura ni nti anka odo na sa atena ho odo we mananya adwuma what you say ya da say na ayi Jumtuni Badasame. Also, a campaign song in and the iron ladies will be added in Hujim. Also, on the business and way. You could see your member. Time that somewhere aso say ukuada oba no na yedi nkomonti na the evidence base ye wie birthday no because you see another mountain tie wie dog ye mo akwaba na oda so dia na
oh birthday ye dia wie
na so wife
thank you
nyami shira ye hu adanse no
yeah adanse ye bebrebe o eyem pim na da bia me kam se ewu die sa mama metolizers wa ana ya meto Peter mo eche se obi ya bewu but ewu bi o ho a wo ba bewu ananka wo bre no nye dey enson se wo na nyankopon na meso etuni nyina ahyeda wo hwe biem sa asase no otwate ma papa no ko ma no beto so wa adwina nko otwate ma wo ko ma no beto so na wose omaka kenso mo fa no nko like say ejese enkokofo no entumi ofa no nko no chi ndoko wo kwa na ekwam no nya say no amefa no nko medimafo satam na papa no kokoma And was a man that drone first kind of na papa didn't mean kasa. 3 days na near day at tea. Yeah, I saw last week.
She just a coma then that's no.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I would Adam say.
No, na nipai to say you come and na afei once ne bad say there one say nka 82 years I work sa to be awe mu ni watimi ofro no so
82 kura de say nyame na di mi
ofro no so wotin ni koko
ai okuma kokko nyina
say okuma kokko hwa sa akokora wo him ni wa aso dem say wo na nyankopon nam Dr. Tam da so say ewu a wo mra enso ye ne na stroke befa wako diabetes befa wako pressure befa wako sa hepatitis ni ya limit HIV befa wako no na nyankopon nam Dr. Tam so say no se tam da so ho a emayale nkun emayale enmu wani mu ase evize nyankopon de ayaresa to me Adom the nation's doctor edina me se brabe piem ewo kumase ye bu akwa agogo enkna ye pokuya se mayira na bra na Dr. Tam offer the time ento yale so anano last week and then the week pepepe na enkna so
okay
dwumadi ne ye de hihye so
na no wan fa bi ama me ahwe
oh ye de bi beba ye de hihye so ye che TV che ye mo ni anwa nyina TV 70
ana modi obi oba
ye bia omukura ombaji omaduro Tuesday no enyina san ba beje mo wow make us last bi na ye che emo wo Kumase obi fa ka afrinkra ba Kumase obeje mo me bizan say no say enye mo no na ne case ka klobeti mato mo no but eye na ni je so oba beje ayare sa no oba beje mo achede endi no fa ka afrinkra say obeje emo no dia medimafo on say enima we nyina na kire se medimafo na ye kan ho asam oye nyankopon somafo ya waba because wo de niema tisia ni a efa nipa fam de eden ka nipa ntimi nye because last week kuma woman wo wini car no
okay
ye de ne call TV ba akoso me kwa na mente da na wono eka sese yale na edi ni nyanyina no se na okowui ye CSB edi se omuja gross won yem enti yale na ha ni nyina onum aduru be 2 weeks adada ko so okọ adwahu za bibi epie free na seba ejita na gross no atete kese na even wa have gross there rubber nyame na medima fo so yensenkyere ne na sa nipa koro ya so akọ hospital ma ya declare say the kidney ne liver say enye yie onkonkowu because you say okọ dialysis what say sika ye kan onto me onyame na medima fo so yensenkyere ne akese oyarefo bia ma asem say wudimafo ne ehwa wudimafo ene ehwa wudimafo ye medimafo herbal hospital Dr. Time da so ma me wayare ache wada dem ache enkrofo da wache waboka ache na wo se wo nko ba bia biem ewi azin by what the all pamo nya ya wo si there na waje wa home etirenti ya ye nyan eche esoa anopa medimafo awura wo dem ewo TV so wonam Adom TV so me catch was ba bibia yare akwaduru biala no brabe piem anopa me kase me firi a me kwakotena se ewo pokia se mayira me firi Adom TV ha me kwakotena se ewo pokia se mayira na me catch oyalefo bia se onka na koma ento no yem na ene Dr. Time that's the time that's beto oyarefo bia yale so be piem na the nation's doctor was shut time eto yale so empa ho no on for the time ni bi ento yale so painful so obi benya wana efri yale ama me ne wan say efri yale Anope will be at cash baby. Buy on to mean to carnibi. It's answer yalienti. Anope obi wo fridge and so magum on to mean numuncio. It's an yalienti. Adia se wusuro eye yare. And to say onyankopon nam obi so say what the I said to me Adom send pano. Ese uhuni pana uhu se awurade to me sonko ahye nipa no ensa. Anano adanse nkrofo die bebre. Wo mo ka jom so wo bewuo ya wo mo anwuo wo mo atese ye kan sem bebre fa wo ho. Awurade nam won so maame papa wonya stroke yare. What are them watch wuntumi nkwa adwuma. Ase wako baabi am ya hwo kakra ase ye ase enye enso wa ye tiase wuo ni se wo a wo tiase wuntumi nya adwuma. Ene ye wukuada me patcho senka wo tuwa na mo aba medimafo heba hospital ena ka meka gete enuru na wo twe se na wukuada wo betima sore akọ wadwuma. Obu ha ne nsa no wako ase ya hene ya le ba store ne nsa no wontimi mpaja o nante a otwi ne nan ase. On buzo wa nante obi o he papa wayare pen anasa wayale safo ana pa mi hiam se momra na doctor amfa ne tam entoto mo yale so na yale ne enko na munya mo fa ahodi efi se ewiase nyina doctor tam da so pa da nyankopon de ayale sa to me Adom no baby wo bia me pa cho be piem na doctor tam e for the tam ento yale so me carry ma cho se o se ye dwumadie ne ye di na afi bia mpresa afi medi Easter de medi me birthday de aka Xmas de ndie ye beche TV ni ache amoni anwa mobile phones and afi ye agin say mayira eye pokuya se mayira enkna branch no bronya bran ye beche TV ni 60 ni de mobile phones 30 aka ho na ye 90 enkra so ye che TV 50 ni de mobile phones no 30 aka
na de na o kan ye
kumase de mobile phone 30 near the TV 50 I day.
Only 50, the whole 80, I have
90. Na my next birthday be mono. Ye tinkomuna Kristo Maya. Ye besa chaka. Enti bottles no.
Ayekese.
Mo sha se mo aboa no. Mo aboa no. Obi na de bottle that da ba beje ka no. De mi di mafu ye ne ebensi do. Where history am I my Ghana? Because the media ye dear no, and tia uju who I won't tears here. I would rather pay the better doctors here. If you say, I would have didn't him the or catcher a doctor say, Omla Maye. In Tina or in Tina Paul say, or say, I did you be as a me yet the Osama meno, Nejuma, na doctor a yeno. In Tintrans a Mayali Kun, a Mayali move in myself. We a Bema and near man koye mount, or Bema a woo at the firm team. Doctors in fear do the wood to me no yin cia. And a patient will poke us a mayra. Now I get 24 hours, maybe. So I flock at the pen driving so I see me poke us a mayra. Number I beg a drone and coupon benam doctor so a bear can see a tintin said the wool penal or bar wool peba, what chin winyaba. Dr. Tam is the main council and now no pay same. Now what drone and yen no big bit to a bit a bit for the bit. At is a one thought, who the go and no gonna. And I do be no million no connection, which you are munchia beam. But so that's one yin sena by yin say betom ye and sana what you are eka. When I make catcher or yarufu be as a and a pair of busy Mississippi, me chica say, mean to me na, maybe the emotion when your car when she will never more was some mobile, Brabe PM will be dima for her bar hospital. Women names say and 30 year kids. Be PM will be dima for her bar hospital. Now be tea will be a dance dear, oh dear. Because wo ya de and 30 year case e wo ho be PM na doctor time the nation's doctor me kwa kwatena se ya no ure di kan hia me ho ansa na me duru ho na ene nyame se men kan kiro se anopai obi ya le e ba be ko anopai obi ya le ada ne so ache na wa chinchin fie pi na enko no e ba be ko ma me hwi na wo pia ko no Every se men country was a one sound fashion in coffee be one. Pomana would you run me dimafo heba hospital or no? One sound for Pomana and coffee beam. If we say Oyaliphobia would dimafo a me dimafo heba hospital. oyarefo bia odimafo ne ho a enti be piem da bia me kam se obu wababa ko mienu ebi oba mama to doctor me ba ya die na me panu me se wo ba me dimafo heba hospital na die waba mpire na ba ko na se enye na wo pai fa ba bia me ka tro se wo mra bia se wo nwu ya na wo bubugu ho sie metumi aka kire wiase nyina se me dimafo heba hospital eye bibiduro ayare sabia efiri se wo ba ade besi ne ebinsi baby ada because yale timi kwot say magic yale etimi ko wudu obi basisi acha simamiensa hospital ha na nyame nam doctor so ama wanya na yaresa enti be piem ene da bia ne dance ye adwuma ye ni holiday bia
Sunday
da bia ye adwuma da bia ye adwuma ye ni holiday enti be piem medimafo heba hospital na the nation's doctor with the ebre to yade so doctor wo show nansa wo show enenan wo show nonum nonsia ken ne brempa wunti na yarefo amani din doctor time da so won na all nyamenam no so e saw yale no owi anu wasan achewade ya na no mo babaji tv eba etika wo twe na 300 cedis waji edura ne ho ato no wasan babaji tv obaji emo medimafo heba hospital ayar sabia ite ya se gisa de wawuo gidie yesie no pe eno beduru ho a ontumi na wumu na yensie odi a your numbers no 0244 774282 0500 727215 na 0245 449592 ana afia nyakopon ya adom so a ekina 2 weeks ana dade ayi no eba so na 1 week no eba so bon me papa
kafra mente
ya kana ha me no
ne ma dwen ko debi we dey surprise minim sanka na busare munim sade anka meti anka busao
ma kana ha so me no wa
yako sa na adwen ni ho
ekina 2 atinse okonya accident ewo asante achamagogo ekwan so ekina 2 weeks ena ye di na otweda ewo bonwire amape enti me fama videos akere adom for se ekina yawo ne na otwemienu obia emra mejame ewo bonwire amape kumase ya
beba nyamisha ya da say ti doctor time da so midima for heba hospital na ote Dr. Penny Enkano na kai se Franco Trading Enterprise ne phones papa no egusuwa wa adwama so twumi kana ko Franco ankasa ho ne ko Nokia na Samsung iPhones smart TVs tabletop fridges Franco air condition ana CCTV camera na wo hia ni nyina Franco ni nyina bi Mr. Enema mabobo so nyina ne ho akade nyina Franco ewo bi nko ba bia enkonkoto bibi ensei Franco ne numbers eyemienu eno anam de mawi 0246422338 0246422338 and 0555939311 0555939311 now the Franco Trading Enterprise edi nkobo so open phones now open TV open fridges na when the Franco edi enkomo and the birthday bako ebai inti mayemfa enfem happy birthday enko emma George Crunchy. Happy birthday, George Crunchy. Wo fair wages and salaries commission. Wankasa wo brother-in-law. 2 p.m. And I wish you a happy birthday. Ti eradi shraw. Onyo kese, kwesi se obe kese. I had a bema kwana no penso yem komo no ye de asie. Kwesi sia ye krado. De asemidi kanso etwa so. Poso amu afide ne na Adom TV. Bi se wazoyi ye da se.
Atro akohwie bosremoka esai oman esai nipa kanko esai nipa mpuntuo ene esai nipa mpagya etira trense ye ni ne ye ni ehu yaso ate ye yasom wo hu adanse ayo oman ene ye kyekere mama ye fa no kradie eni anim ne ma ne nye krabehwe simesi ye boni ni kwase ye twe simesi aso no benti ko ye boni a ye jai no I will continue to say and say it again. Or maybe a Jantua in a woman's man in Tumpo and ye. It with all due respect, no one in fear say there be a maker. Jantua in Akunya, ye near 5 through 1 more, money put to the bebre. I didn't think I was easy. I could find him back. I could do the empire man. It's a cheer man, sir. Enquire. A man for my would draw your cost your congress, say, and Maria, my candy to your honor. Say, you brought your back. Young man, bit me a sabi. By a coffee John trying to be a better baby. And he has scattered across board. Abemu and sorry mu ahimfie ye mosque be a be ko bia de se dwanto ahene na de nyina ne se simesi ye bonde empa chomfama no ba ya ntwe nkrofo so aso anamo tobi mutu be ha o man kankwa o man ye menini akwasensi asem de kabre na edu say so it's your birthday George Crunchy edi ene wa santema po edi ni mu yekofi Yesu oye adwuma fair wages and salaries commission go bi I wish you happy birthday nyame onhyiraw no pa se be wo se kese ababu pa si menye se ka atra ka krabi anka eri asemba so good one that you George Crunchy AK Kofi Yesu of Fair Wages and Salaries Commission. This week, a year customer service week. A queer day a share boa sunny beya. Yena ye juma, one ever pay or soon be a free a honum. Ye no one a pest house soon the Yankita at the same. It be a will be a yaokoto a dear. How was the reception? Some bank now call ya, na reception no at the same. Hospital now call ya, na reception at the same. A gym now call ya, na at the same. Hotel be now call ya, na so I'm finding a hotel. I'm if I call myjoyonline.com. I'm sure they be a honum. Ghana for customer service. How, especially when they are hotels. Customer service is tourism industry's biggest challenge. Hotel managers. So read this also your trend on somewhere 7th October 2019 published around 9:18 p.m. Near hotel penny-4 air Kenya no. About 85% of the challenges here hotels war Ghana air customer service. Nipa ya fane se onye hotel eni mu ode ba wo nche no wa ha bo kwa befu. Asemwa si na wafre ebi eteko epe solution to challenge na come no se ne nipa be fafo no be kasa kra no obi befu because look as say we don't punish people for bad attitude. Okay, me pejo panimia be tino so e patch of famano be dwuma ne so kofom. So now the hotel managers know emma for knowledge be say. Yeah, I get to a time where people will not want to deal with direct human beings. Oh, be a hotel so boko. And also call somewhere in China, a be a started robot and a survey. And then I say a dimu pay now for unemployment a pijakoso. And because of me no your attitude towards the customer ya woba. And you when you know be here, if the customer is bebo or mo, what fan say and you was sem because what so me sua what the nyina say or some adwuma wura meka. How the business will make money to keep the business running and pay you. That is all of your business. Customer relationship. What's up many paso cry edwuma cry say na say be edwuma cry time. Yaudia, I am can say, I am DSM. We are able to compare ourselves to one woman on it. But we are all human. Did not be a Ghana ni? Ekodra broach the now on your hotel Juma. The customer service improvement kwanimu yepa, but oba Ghana dia no to papa. So why? And here some people, and I can share some Obian for sale. The chrome no. The first year you calling for better wages and condition of service no. Doesn't mean say but oh yeah you bana secretary ko year for so na ye. Debi am ka the very day ya ma say more timi dia catch the mama no etimi nketa from abusuafo biem no na catch mo timi nya ho hwe them pathways. But some na adwuma no metem yo me de me su ba bone be sa adwuma no to affect obidie. Kola the hotel managers are saying say ne ebim the Airbnb eba. And what it does near say, the more now I couldn't even the number of people before more I would dream, say you more hotel, some year will be a still some year more or be a guest house no, and so bad because this one Nippon about hotel Nakasano, an opportunity to serve him or herself. I don't think a German when your hotel now, Sabio won't put no so. If you say, well, I know a guy, when you are human anchors, a time will come, you not be there again. Pastor Mensota beka sembi o si ena ye twi aka usu ntimi sevi na das kan bi ma bi obede enempa ye twi aka no usu sika ne so na da adwuma ne bi ni wo bi obeye no enso bede ukoto ade pa wo dwam na hwese de maami sasa woni na won toko so do bi na won toko tomatoes ni kura wo yama no na nima wo kansi so a wo yi tomatoes ni ma no asefem sani pe ye adwuma begu ni wakogina sori dem ena awrade yi ti o ma o papa ti o ma o wie na se amfa aban na ehura mane ababone ba usuban bone ena egu adwuma usuban bone ena egu adwuma yankwa ne yetu o manya se obi no wo natural death for Ghana da obi be wo bi obi ne ku no eto obi no biti e wo the same lane wo market ye to benten de eja no ngai ma me say kan wa kofrem nze ba me de be yeka how will receive customers it will take time send na me hwese ne ma me ne customers etientia amanfo obi aba opeso ko ne nchen me ka bi ane me munyina mo bo nyina ye pe what can one to swatch no do when we are time ma ti wonim one na badwam beto dem an one time one shia woda but what can one to so do enyo kwa na what problem akufu ado krada ti wonim na ja no wa frem ko frem bi ye frem easy akoda ko frem bi ye meto de ti wonim hospitals ko ade nurse ni bia be hia na so betimi aka betimi that day na your customer relations were memu ye poor because we fail to punish people for that we are seeing at first nanka wo pe ewiem shot atwa nanka wo pe helicopter no pe cameraman de na sia no it ya damu me nipa be se mienu na me yesa na anya adwuma but with the invention of drone sa adwuma na fi ho this is where the world is moving it be bia wo hye no se wa anyino wo ama wo service na wo supply no anya exceptional technology will take you out of business a combedo a bedo ayo so dwuma ni bi manda ti akosi ye kamasem technology will take you out of business and then crofo ye online what's free nipa some to ade de amount ada to ma nipa no bedru so onua we de ma say fo so ba kumi ni we so ho asimo be catch kra wo bi kra be fu how is your customer service o customer relationship at the say nipa hie nipa de we ne enwene nam ma me ti woni modwom wo osu ye beto ne ma bi na gya da bia wa frem no osu ti woni bi upa catch on say this week here customer week no me ti me no asre dey attract customers they say sika wonya no improve ya enyo nko na abuofu on the free fie ba ne obeto ade o so the buofu no ne ba but how I be receiving no I'm like ampa ma me de nanim tim me nko ne chane nko didwa edwemo nko na da bia asem bia wano dem asewe ko twi babra me nyina nko no wano dem wo soma manfo to wano na reka ni improve kwanye fa so ya sum nipa because kwanye be fa so be nya sika o wiase eyesem o solve problem kwanye betimi fa so solve problem yese we be provide a service e bi ni banche body meko jene ya wo to no dwem no eye service na providing crofo enyo nko anso na wo ye provide service no obi so tenchen eye the same thing ade tro no ko atwa di ekos na nko ade de eba fom bisa ho sa waje bra steady se me nwan amaforo no aba na nchen he ko di na me nwan ye ma na ye soronko ebi kro be konkwa na akwa ne mabuwa kwa ngo fam kakra chen ne de but amafo feel say me enko ma me wewo wo bisa ho sa yesu ne ban na me ye boka wo adwuma ayeyem obi nya sika de bi adwuma na akosinsie nya bi eyo na akosi tutu adwuma ne papa so hwene yo na one day city pastor mes hotel o se enne ya wo ji akatua na ase esu etwintimi save bi na da akatua ne mabi mo yede enna akodwom na acherechu na da adwan begwa ntimi kodwom bi no na bo say yes ye ma customers any more timi di adwuma ko nyina di dwa happy customers week. We are sure so we continue to improve on our service. Enipa edi asinto ba ku mienu mi ese beba ya kwemu. Mentia na so abetia me na so. But se be no so just be fada de nwo. Let's pat ourselves together. Ye nyina hie hu nkura ne yenko. And I'm telling the world is a fantastic world to be. But ye suni e ban kan asebi amna kwakwa se no kasa nipa nkura na usuru. When you are Juma, why are you more telcos? Why are you more drum? Why are you more office? See when him, especially receptionist. Now, because you are the face of a Juma be a receptionist on Biano. You are the first port of call of a Jumano. And your mood will determine the day for the business. And go be a Juma. Because your survival depends on the growth of the business. Buana adwuma no nya yie. Nanso bi de akwasensia. O ma yene kwabra sante ene abadwafo e krado. E de pese mu eto aso. Kai sister asemi edika.
Asemi yidika.
Well, yada ayakwasinsi asese on so timide sa cheche shunku we timide abre braso se toa ye nkomo so warm say we need aye segment twa to kra wo e bedwam dwumadi e sha ase free no aba pa minute aduana enum no ye de eba na wi ya ene santi megire se obeje bre na wo so atimi ene abo oman no ho bra oman no ho nkomo e free sabre ya eko. Well, I've just been joined by Dr. Frank Bano, or Hanum say, Nimyam for Rickett, and so, yes, Ebekanda for Yatwa and Commons. Dr. Kwaba.
Yeah, your mind.
Mijili se bibia kama.
Oh, Nanko Pardon, Janada Roma.
Party Sumugu Samu Ye Monioma.
Oh, my, where we need to say in Chebiana, Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bamia, Edina Pro Boy in the Western North region, a bar every year. wasaba enkraya or 20 Juma so as Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. Enchebia no mi say ordinary betra Ashanti and the Bono regions. Mi say na wotwe a day no ma ebeya na wakotoa na pro bono so nti eyade yegu so na my me sha say me say me dey nchie mu odin pa ma watiefu anope wona otie ye anope bia especially Miami Chrome for boazefo my hunim so mo show pa especially Obuasi. Oh wow, especially say me ba na ma me ne kasa say dey be show Adom.
Yeah, the Obuasi for nyase. We are waving at you. Obuasi for the massive.
Obuasi is for nyina me show no paper. Yeah, my hunim to say na me kan no me say amampeni eye abedi chiro no aso na ye Franca former the new Patriotic Party no. Me so ogusu go na pro bono na my hunim say Obama me kwan ne dia me nim say bia won say me opeso bisa me na
well me nim dia na ka beso ka
dem pese me kan ye ensama me say edapono so say sia wo Ghana ha me nim say bia wan so e bia bedru opura no dia
I don't know about before let me just read this message this release from the Ghana Medical Association then they betua yen common so na ya to so it's from the Ghana Medical Association and it says that dear members, important notice to Ghana Medical Association, GMA members. The Ghana Medical Association has not declared roadmap for an industrial action. Therefore, all members are expected to continue providing full services without interruptions. The GMA, however, is in solidarity with the organized labor in this fight against galamsey. The National Executive Council, NEC, will give further information when necessary and assign Dr. Frank Srebo, who is the president of the Ghana Medical Association. And there are other ones also coming up. Okasi American, many wedding come. But what is it about it? Is it about Unyami admit organized labor or more 18 pono or what is it about? Yeah, what's it about it?
Yeah, Oma hine emi say who be here say ensem bi say ba ye de abotre ene peperio na ebefa kwan so na ye di asia na Oma hine na ye ka galamsey asama Oma hine galamsey starting na Oma hine no mi nyina na ye wo ye in fact me ametiwe Obuasi na ye wo me na obi bebisa ho say ye de nti na Obuasi na ye kowo me ye kowo me Obuasi because of a good hu duma ye nti na ma me nana ebetena Obuasi enemu a me papa so hia me maame Obuasi e de wo me Obuasi nti ofa okro bi te se Obuasi a Obuasi kro no is built on mines. Without mines, a kro no does not exist. Nti no mines obekaya somewhere 2012 2013 2014 time ye to mines in no Obuasi became what we call in Portuguese as a ghost town. Udru Obuasi a ne ho dampan wa ye din fi se Obuasi kro no ne kra ne sunsumu no ejina sika kokko ayetuo so te se sika kokko ayetuo ni jai na Obuasi kro no exist bi into we kire se ba eye galamsey asem na enye ene in fact galamsey shase wo Ghana no na Ghana so man no kra wadi mfie eduasan so 67 years no na ye nyanwo no in fact na the Gold Coast dey impon there abrofo no be to Ghana Gold Coast abrofo no be to Ghana Gold Coast because omo free omo shape mu esi form no na poa no kokra na sika kokko no ebi ewo ho omo tumi esesa to no mo frɛ no the Gold Coast te sika empoa no enti eba galamsey eni sika kokko tru ho asem wo mami ha the entire country so wo fa Ghana man a yen history ni abakosem ni ye din kura ni ye wo ansa na ye benya fa ahodie no it is hinged on galamsey nti won't be galamsey in free Ghana na emom de akoba sesi ha ne se ekwan ya na ye nananom efa edi tu sika kokko ya ye ka ho asem ya enu nti saa bre no emi se me research akra me ye no I stand to be corrected ekre me say the word galamsey no cry the corrupted version of gather and sell say ye boabo sika kokko na no na ya ton omahin me say me amisa Obuasi pomposo na ye wo mamahin say ensuo topa kese a na se be pono ensuo no to na erosion take over omahin erosion na etwi betwam no say ye konantima na etumi sesa gold pure gold omahin asema miken obi owo Obuasi is pomposo to be precise omahin obetumi afre inu abeme asema miken ye no kre tamani yesusa ye wo be as a primary school no me yesesa e wo nsuo sunsan etene omahin wo Obuasi nti e kire wo say it has been part of us na question so me say bisa me hu bi me say ene galamsey ebe ye issue ana omahene da bi amika say offer Pra River before the early 2000 na minim senia Pra River etie fe se de bia no se me bank kan ya na me fi oboase bank kan me twa River Pra asuo Pra me twa e wo Pra so eye asen Pra so adanse Pra so ansan wa bi wura asen Pra so na me twa omahene na minim senia River Pra etie omahene na membo no may read a few articles be on eye galamsey and its effects on eye water bodies omahene we eye article be am wa 26 omahene wo be hu nsuo no nsuo na ye pika where River Pra make ho asemo that was in 2nd September 2016 sorry we eye tunnel publication mycityfmonline.com and cityfmonline.com or say BA or Brona half already because then time no na Brona half already na nyanchim risk losing main source of potable water due to galamsey omahene we they make yemi kromofo oboasefo asem na make obahene we the same 2nd September 2016 or say residents living in the Obuasi municipality and neighboring towns in the Ashanti region risk losing access to potable water due to the effects of illegal mining. Omahene, insuo na pika wo hu ne hanom se. Menwie we 22nd September 2016. Or say the Ghana Association of Small Scale Miners is blaming government and its allied institutions for the rise in illegal mining. Omahene. Inti se ye ka galamsey asem ya enne bebe ntimi eka yensu ya ase ya enne na me fan justify say enne yensu ya ase ni to enkoson say but I'm building a point enam sa history ni background amahe me menti enti na Akufo Addo na Danko Akufo Addo His Excellency ene Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia Ghana for to abamo in 2016 based on some of enyoma we a course in 2016 na Ghana for any new ho no by 2018 no ni 2019 no na Addo at task force we declare head on fight with galamsey na me kan omahene ye ka asem na e wo se ye ma enchirimuri da hopan the fight against illegal mining is not the same as fight against small scale mining because small scale mining there enipeku anasa ankrankran aban amo license so mo fanya adwuma na license na aban do amo no Minerals Commission any EP the Environmental Protection Authority no emra wo de amo so mo fa ni dwuma no omo fa so pay edidi dwuma enti ontumi lansame small scale mining fa kokobọ galamsey wona wo ye illegal mining mo and also the distinction
so are you aware that even though some of these legally acquired licenses and small scale Yemu be no, you was a small scale license. Yemu be practicing an illegality. Are you aware? Yeah. Has it come to your notice?
In fact, I've heard it.
Okay, so coach.
Yeah, I've heard it. And you know, Mama Kase, say ye lam sami the true na, and I say ye kase ye lay a blanket ban on mining in its entirety or mining. What in simple terms we are trying to say is say we should collapse the economy of Ghana.
Collapse?
Yeah. I'm saying this based on data. Say well who your 2nd quarter growth are BT expectations of the IMF, Fitch, Bloomberg and all other institutions that are my predictions say your 2nd quarter growth would have been somewhere about 3.5, 3.6%, and you call 6.9%. What is the major driver of that growth? The major driver of that growth is industry. Now in the industry sector, no, mining and the largest contributor about 60% of that growth.
Mining?
Yes. Small scale mining contribute to about 40% of that growth from mining sector or mining. Now, say the small scale mining I work room here or mining. Direct jobs are creating over 1 million. That is current data as of 2021. Now, so find the value chain of small scale mining. I'm not talking about illegal mining, galamsey or mining. I'm talking about small scale mining. Those who are operating legally. We are never can the bad notes out of it. No, so has mining. And when it generated the value chain. No, so they can the direct employment in mining. It generated about 4.5 million jobs in Ghana. Mining. That is more than 12% of total jobs creation in Ghana. It is a such a sector, Omahene. Next, Oka say aban any blanket ban on it. Now, on suspending all activities until further notice on my hand. That's why I'm making the point that you are collapsing your economy because of my hand. Okay? Again, let me speak to data. Say, offer a year balance of payments. One of the reasons in TIA you experience a year surplus, especially in the first and second quarter, is due to mining exports. And the data is there. In fact, we did BOG last week and a BOG now the data no ebetuja. To try your surplus for second quarter, your surplus for first quarter no, was about 11.3 billion Ghana cedis. The second quarter was about 5.8 billion Ghana cedis, all buoyed by mining. So what's about your gross international reserves? The World Bank and the IMF themselves have admitted, say, your gross international reserves now exceeded $7 billion, has beat the IMF program expectations. Now, one of the underlying factors are highlighting say the government's innovation to introduce the gold purchase program, the local gold purchase program, is the main anchor that has shot up Ghana's reserves from about 2.9 billion to over 7 billion USD. So it tells you, say, this particular sector, no, say, economy, it comes back to reinforce the point I'm making. It simply means that you are collapsing your economy. You will collapse your reserves. And you will collapse your exchange rate regime. You can't do away without it. Now, because of Saab Genesis, I've given you all these stories prior to 2016. What was happening? And nothing and Kufuado, you told Abamano, the care to Bagana for Yinan, a tour Abamano, so ya or Mampenia, a Ghana for an atu Abama. And obey your Mampin. And Okasa, a same way a dear. Into me, Nana Akufuado, I'm a president of the Republic of Ghana. Mede a ye makonya, a Ghana kunyaka see, and in Tama Maka actually Ghana for no me to a ho, sa, ideas on the metro, say, media galam say, aye, illegal mining, the illegal aspects, because me too I say. Now, one what they a year, a crime pie any day, and was said you to me a shabukina, the empono. Illegal, no person me true as here. I was saying to me formalizing into Bekaya, and they introduce our community mining a development scheme on plan. Send a bit to me formalize the illegality aspect of the mining, the small scale sector of mining. Now, Nana Kufuado, it takes his decision in cognition with the security agencies in Ghana or mining. Nana Kufuado take his position way say no or mining. Also only the opposite to galamsi into every means possible must be used. Not young fan to galamsi no omahine ednc. Yet to chrome here. And the main opposition party it will chrome here, what Ghana me here. Your friend of the National Democratic Congress, the NDC. Almost a said that be omobon so. Say a person to galamsi ewa Ghana. Nadia no me your mahine. And the videos are there. I have it here. Say, Afe, NDC for penny for Nankasan and Galamsey sites. And I almost share a black here. Say, where more dear, no more, they are referring to the New Patriotic Party, the NPP. So, where more dear, Omon Pema, some person, Monsabe Comanunti, and now Omodi military for soldier for any police for. Chase Musa Galamsey na more yana Munyesi Kadesha Momano, and ya de part into Mutumu F3, and ye baby Amudi. Nasamoto Abama, yeah, dear, ye ba, ye besha mukina, even po machines in Akodia, Candia, Munyana Mudia, Galamsey, and I'm to me, a cost of Munyesi Conica Siano, ye Buamuna Muna, na Amama to me, Mosume to me a DE of mine. To so back fast forward in 2020 general elections. So, all shade Tana. The New Patriotic Party almost lost all the seats in Galamsey areas in Ghana. Now, the Yemen Nakakra woman is on mine. Tama Oman Penny enya sa vision no. And as Onyan Swedi Huno. Now, or say, I was a Galamsey idea by 2016. Macase, a dear Yaman in Sunni Bebrena essay. And I was sent to me to a Siena or then a job or tall line or so. Nah. NDC for sure here to undermine the efforts of His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo no mahene. They may be some who say, "Nay, you organized labor or Ghana." I'm not with sir. Mahene, maybe sir, because organized labor ama ya tiase ne say galamsey ya ade a omo ditum say edi Ghana ewu na asema mimi bisa organized labor ne say enne no omo behu say galamsey edi Ghana ewu ana sad date ya me di maaye no then time na organized labor was not formed into omo ehu omahene so omo hu dia Adentina organized labor, I issue even a single statement in support of the Air Force and vision of the president at that time. Adentina organized labor, I am condemning the major opposition party, the National Democratic Congress, said, Mini animal. Idea man penny na juma ato form say or no dear or the job ato the line or be fighting a idea was here near to me care who bomb because you care who bomb a bit to me at the Ghana. Now when ya dear more yeno na import to tell Ghanaians say oh be our de galam say be a politics biano Ghanaians should punish that political party. Organized labor a year UTAG a year Miankasa a association no more Kromi Hana. The leadership of UTAG no more Ghana Hana. Why were they quiet? And at that time, sabi in previous, no omuni sa vision is a galamsey betumi ase Ghana. It was some come joining the fight against galamsey and omahene. Is that what they are telling us today? Now omahene yemra eye the efforts are yet His Excellency say Odiegu Akwem omahene. I am fully aware say organized labor are making demands. Now one of the demands eye the medin kan wasem no. Yes, money, moratorium on small scale mining in whichever form. Now, and son, you develop with. I know the meeting kaka say, I know I can sit on your show and say, as an economist, it doesn't make any economic sense. I've said it to you because my mouth data no, and I've given you enough evidence to show say yes, sir. Invariably, it means that we are collapsing our economy.
Well, maybe from where I sit, the organized labor feels, which I have that same feeling for them that. Yeah, there is no other better time than now because kasi it's not now sir ebi hu na GSM nti kasi 2 months to elections and omutu say na mo we omutimpo and unfortunately they are being tagged they say omakoji sika omoye amanyosem omoye no mansem fata. We are not looking at the danger ahead of us as a people and as a country. Have we looked at those things? Those are other considerations we have to. Well, if you disagree now the data as an economist it doesn't make economic sense for us to make those initiatives. What are the options and what are those that we can readily say and show? Say yeah, where they are, and then just continue. Even the trimpo for us to go on strike indefinitely, we can reconsider or relook at it.
I'm going to say waka and sempa. Now we release anopeya the Ministry of Information, the Ababontin. Further effort a bang under and Kufano Dr. Baumia anamo omutu omahine. Now my main kind or say government takes further action to tackle illegal mining. Now okaya one or say government in its continued efforts to clamp down on the long-standing menace of illegal small-scale mining. I want to make say the illegal aspect, and a problem. Has concluded operational measures to intensify the ongoing Operation Halt, which is led by Ghana Armed Forces to rid our river bodies of all forms of mining activities. Now, maybe be a me, and that me keep point to one of my sister stations. Now, I may say anope, the release never a containing that part. Now, what I the part. Now, me free say a solve issue. That is the way to go. I say this phase of the operation will be done in conjunction with the Small Scale Miners Association of Ghana.
To check the
illegalities. Because you can't warn artisanal and small scale mining. It is the Organized Small Scale Miners Association. Site to be a concession. And to whoever is operating illegally, and I say, oh yeah, dear, it contravenes the laws of the Republic of Ghana. No? Organized small scale miners,
why are they not adding the labor front to be part of this collaboration?
A small scale miners association of Ghana said they are part of labor, and that's my thinking. I'm thinking they are supposed to be part of labor, and
well, I don't think so. I don't.
My dream, Yeah, I mean my dream, because I also know that there's something called a a Labour Party, and there's something on mining, some group
yeah,
mining, and I
maybe
think
they will recognize the big ones.
Yeah, and I think
space.
The Small Scale Miners Association of Ghana are part of that group.
Okay.
There's a whole promise of money media. These are the people of money media. And this whole person will solve a problem. This will be some question. Say, meaning to me say there are some small scale miners. Yamo mutumi krata so mufanye juma, but they're operating illegally. Yes, it's true. But some person will check a sample phone. You can't do away with the organized group or more or money more ye juma pa no more ye juma boni. To me any mum film.
Okay, so just about 60 more days to our election. 2024. That's on the 7th of December. And organized labor, Adom TV as such now. Even though portions of them also I retreat, I withdraw, say they can be part of this conversation. Said Adom. Inti the air can say join us. Yeah, we said for Kweku Hagan Ricketts, a former deputy minister and a member of parliament, Cape Coast North, so the NDs Babaka but be part of the conversation. Dr. Frank Bano, Edna Grinche, Tudra, also said this is not really the time. What continues to be the motivation, and then the seriousness to approach this one, it should not be politicized, it should not be partisan. Yes, sir, in your solution that. And also, at this point, it affects you, it affects me. So at this point, what are you able to suggest? It's not to attack or to insult or to be partisan. It's a national conversation. What do you suggest could be that solution? So join us on 0302 211 701 equals 4. 0302 211 701 equals 4. Doc, back to you. So you think that Abino, right after meeting the labor front, are you fair to Ghanaians and to the labor unions, that in the midst of all this, this is what immediately I am doing. Yeah. Were enough?
Am I hearing? It is not enough, but it is the right steps. Anytime I say it is the right steps.
But you've been in South Africa before, right?
Yes. I've been there. I've lived there. I've taught there. Am I hearing? Someone say, South Africa.
Yeah, must remember. Now, if you want to come on, Sammy, Machi, I'm to say.
But you're so many opinion, doctor. Now, doctor, I'm what to say.
Doctor, I don't know where you are.
You, maybe one can say, doctor, and that's if you do not take over. Yo, my main situation, I mean, here, I be taking MP on a branch champion, and a doctor Mamudu Baumia. On mine, the moon, you pick a course with that, going as a moment, I would want it. On mine, make sure opinion, when the 2 year, 1 in a year analysis. The Mecca say, Papa, we want Yanko point the Ishram. Ocean a casa any Nidia or Mema to say Canada Nacomaso. Sabi, opinion, go be a wood to, and now say we are wood to. Sabi, Ghana from paying for, and not my lances in William. Nana, Bima Bassa, one wash a gun and you know, see the mouth food in answer when I. Or mine, and you Pia, any powers who Pia or not what no big area, Dr. Benebechano. Nebo Dr. Fona Basso, Papa. Nebo Abasso. Na se Ghana, se muko Jessica o baby. Na muko se muko tukum. Na mu diabra eto jemada.
Okay. So yeah, that's it. Yemfa Enya Bema no so. Good morning, I pom to say. Hello, good morning, I pom to say. Good morning, I pom to say. Mr. Ajimania, Ampofu, all right. Okay, Ms. Ampofu, Pacho, what are my men to you in the young Concomosi Street?
Meda, your opinion now, yes, the Okatana Sibibre. The Okata at the Elisson, in some Okana, Tomakuma Sopa. If you say, the aircraft organ Hano, maybe I'm on your terms to come. Come on, I think the crown of Moya Saniman and more. No more, I said now of a limited tribunal. Tabia, one casa, Tabia was saying, to take organized labor, or move this, now. Some come 1 or 2 more months in Yanka. And then a more who said, in Sono. Yes, sir. Or Mana Sujana, Abemo, and yet enjoying. About the starting that now as a maternity about money, that's right. And the young from Alcom Wakuma. All right. Miami Delta doctors, natural moon. You go over to Hino, So I'm the more Kobata. I'm fast in the moment.
Okay, so that's it. Abdullah, I probably say.
Ayo.
Good.
The band level no man level. Guarantee are some ways when it's started signing and a kite. Or we baby moon say kite come than 2 years in it. Or beyond him, I can't want them. Ya num sure man I got 2 months here for 12. I feel now Ghana level for whom say and sure no come here. And this nimpa kakara Ghana hanu ye no ankasa yan ye adwun say bo Ghana na ye kakara be ye share ye boto man say ya kuma Ghana ye de Ghana no be ye da Ghana no to su cheta for pintam ye be.
All right.
Na adwun kire no.
Yes, you da CP and good morning Apom to say.
Good morning. O ma hina me ho ya na mo so e.
Oh nyame adom be bia ye kama.
O ma hina me so me die kakra me kan say. I think say nsuru die akoye no fat anodin if you nsuru kra say ne obesi adande mu me anom no like ye bre enu mpo hwe ka de to ye nso enu kra ka da ho ansan ya san so organize by the become ye see ye cost strike now be wie no asan de ka kase because one ko dwuma da kro kra ye easy na so da be ka nsuo no a ye dande mu no ne ka no asan be ka ho ma da ko ye bienu ma e ka bebre ye hwe kwan ye be fa so a ebebo modia aye my any community mining na ekos no ahemfo ne wo ho na umi ani ni ekos ye nko ho mumum na ye nhwe se ye ne ombeka fa na wo man ka se ya kosa antokwa no efiri ho na ban so de ne ho agi nye na de ho agi ma bia ye kama.
All right, Mamenda Naomi, good morning.
Naomi.
Yeah, Naomi, good morning.
Oh, wow. Yeah, what's Sunyai? Sunyai and 2 galamsey. And the organized labor. The antenna said Sunyai phone na. Yes, you are strike maybe. But I may buy the local regional hospital. Menko na imiho. Doctors imiho.
Oh, wow.
Sunyai, ya help Nilim Dinty. To galamsey.
I see. Naomi Medasi just yes, you for the encounter. The other say okay. Alasan, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Good, Alasan.
Underground small scale mining association Ghana. Found in America say.
Hey, what's it the association?
Some organized labor and seminar for Mokano. You know, I'm yarn in the nature now. One crown a cause woman a cause problem. No, now on the Calamseno, about 90% notness. Now, some notness, you know, during that time, Corona days, you know, one could fire Papa Muflex, and one by companies, a Juma. Ma woman see papa no woman pay papa and we no woman see binum yi woman ba no woman nananuma woman nya kwan ko school no woman ande yomu bedi ebi nim ni krom ani ade woman ande woman ye galamse na woman ka no papa na doctor na tla on manage no pa and someone can na ye 100% right no mine me person will invite me for my number no. No more invite me. Me na me dey underground small scale mining association by
okay.
At me started no 1979. I was Takwa.
Wow.
Takwa na wo say started akuntaase ane ebi kwa ubekaya Rolling Style. Wo mu che ye panyin bi soja fo no bono ne ade. Ana mekudu kanya me manu kwatintin ne ahonde me nyansa ne nanimdia onyaa no ana man de Ghana adwuma no abla se kakra.
Okay, so yebejo number that's it yenko elembele na fe yembra back to Dr. Honenko game pack elembele ma yencha no pay bete on kana ache
me oye pa.
It's
a long time.
Very long time. Yeah.
They are making that mature fighting the landscape. Each and every one your responsibility there. You bet me Badwam fighting Galamsey. Me, I see Galamsey fight there. I find out also it me more in fighting Galamsey. Because if you are the government in power, now security agents that a bit me about fighting galamsey. Then the blame should be on you. You have to put mechanism in place in fighting it. Chief, and who individual or mine also you should also do your part to fight galamsey. The yes, and I used to be fighting. It is a corrective responsibility on each of us as a Ghanaian. Okay. In fighting galamsey. Now MPP are buying should also happen doing the fight because not buying the also all the mechanism in place in fighting galamsey.
That's CPLM. So you see, I'm also the part of the rappers of friend. Or a game pack by Bada Bro, Akasaba. He ends up with something very important. A collective responsibility. Government of the day has a certain responsibility. And I feel Yembra of South Africa.
Say South Africa, I mean, say galamsey mines custom. Na galamsey ni because of her. Na to say the mekan where mo feed back. So me say, me so obi make argument. Me say unemployment na driving galamsey in Ghana. Me mean June 2. To say Oshe the top 10 countries in Africa with unemployment, highest unemployment rates. South Africa is number 1. Also, the unemployment rate in South Africa is 32.1%. In fact, far at the same time, the most unequal country in terms of access to air opportunities. It is also South Africa. Clearly, it is not that. The galamsey issue goes beyond unemployment. In South Africa, yes, galamsey ni because but omo di foforo omo de friend me refi term na omo de friend. But a typical South African enkoye illegal mining e water body. Because to say me last call an kind there is that collective responsibility. Inti ubehu a typical South African so oye galamsey and I say illegal mining a mining pits are to abandon mining pits. And I say baby a obi exploration of free so nesi can be wo but in commercial quantities obi to me a true na we to me enyan em fast back mu jaye. Those are the places you find illegal mining.
Okay, so mesa about so ba obekwa kotra de kira.
Am I hine meka kotra de? I didn't na me kotra de.
Onim de ekoso.
Menya. E na ekoso man.
Sit down on trasi.
Amahine onse one na obi same question onse amahine enipa bia no ye de ntete enema enipa amahine de se wo ye abofra wo maame no papa wo ye mount tete so se ohu panyi a chia no se bio se ote akonya so na se panyi eba begina ho a
courtesy for boys and girls.
Yes e was say utumi sorry na de akonya no man amahine saa so na me because we South Africa and na ma try de South Africa suapon mu. Na metna South Africa BS in film what na metrade o University of Johannesburg no mahine. There have been so many serious issues akoso e South Africa o mahine edru baby kura no na eye etuobo kura abebe mo mahine. Manteda na mehu da say eye the organized labor in South Africa say Dr. Bano ochina don't go to the University of Johannesburg and go and teach because ade we akoso ye ni hu to say. There are legal processes, organized labor, and they achieve one aims. For the period of 8.5 years. I cannot deny Ghanaian. Say Ghana niba, I 1 year bonibiano. Say the mammy no friend mekano. Say also all fighting for the right of the Ghanaian. Ghana nintina was so yes sir. Na se Ghana ni ye dienti na wo so wo ye saa dia eye den e na wotumi ka kire medical doctor se mane nko hospital na Ghana ni ba no no yare da emergency ward no wongu na wo organize labor no wi wasaba be tena fidie so aka kire se de wo ye ni nyina is in the interest of Ghana. Se wo reconcile the two a na just say be wo enokre wo mu entimi me de Ghana ni ba a watua ni school fees se obasua poma ba beje ntete ni nimudie na ono so atumi de nimudie ba be boa Ghana mpuntuo no se oka kire me a me ti he Dr. Frank Bano se ma me nkokira de na sa Ghana ni ba no on lose that opportunity na ebia enama no sumpo no academic calendar no ensay ema ne plans or work for ne life no and to me materializes ya dachi o man hene se me koduru meja nanima obebi same ho asem enti me sa directive no me ameti he and I'm speaking for myself me this wa enyeye.
I see. still maintain Kokori rickets. I was in your constituency.
Oh, okay.
They are still strong. Many the actually power because me and the competition.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, but you are very strong.
The
MC.
Oh, okay. I see.
It's my body.
Oh, I see.
But you are still strong. That I told you on the Kusi saying, you are still strong. You have a magic one, B. Is it God's favor?
Yeah, God's favor, number one.
They love you.
And secondly, to do what the people want you to do for them, not what you want to do for the people.
Honestly, they love you.
Yeah.
So I'm pushing that my brother will just make more figures, but he's difficult.
Maybe his time will come in the future.
Maybe his time.
Not this time.
Boko there.
Boko,
good.
In fact, as you were saying, you were in my constituency.
Yeah.
Because constituency Kakrana. I don't know.
Are you still practicing free, for the school children?
The bus, yes.
Yeah, the bus.
Yes. Oh,
it's strong.
Yeah. I mean,
you've been practicing all this while.
Yeah, for over 10 years. It's just a practical thing. This kind of Korea will say practical, Ghana, and that's what we are not. Practical. Okay, be school bus from Kuala School. Why can't it happen here? It's just because we have a different mindset.
You're too selfish, and I agree.
First of all,
yeah.
Let me chair Dr. Bano.
Yeah.
This is the first time I'm here
myself.
And then
he's the former Deputy Minister of Finance and the NDC.
Yes.
To your
also data.
The last time John, Metro, not I'm so the data be cry. Honorable Rick.
Yes, he's a data man.
Yeah, he told me about him.
But Namichia, Omomuti and a pair of Moshe. And I'm not sure some of them coming from the constituency, Basai. So I've not been actually great until now. But the answer is there. I'll try and make it up. So apologies, we have a big problem in this country, very, very big problem, and some of us as politicians, we are becoming frustrated with the system now. You women know. I hope that because I'm not allowed enough. Part of it is as the so-called political elite, and not only politically, but even elites in general in this country. That includes academics, include educated, very educated people and all that. Include journalists. There are certain things that I'm seeing should not even happen. To come and sit with studio as CCI, my brother, I believe, belongs to the MPP, Danko Institute, of course. I'm an NDC MP, very obvious. We are here, we are coming to defend our position on something that we both know is destroying this country. Whether his position is right, and as I made the end right, something is definitely wrong with this country. I mean, look at what is happening to our water bodies. Look at the problems Galamsey is causing us. Water will become more expensive than the gold we are digging.
So how did we get to this point?
We got to this point because we have not taken the necessary action. Action also is taken. Whatever happens in the previous government, as they say, you have this debate that goes, I don't even want to get involved. MPP for NDC for small scale mining, license change, all these things.
We are talking about an illegality.
We are talking about now. When the president came to office and assured us that we'll be dealing with the Galamsey problem now, until the Jumano Kurano, 8 years later, this is where we are. And the story, Ayabasa, different issues. Who should have done what and who hasn't done what and who is doing Galamsey? Who should be here Galamsey? What is the proof? Who made to be the minister here Galamsey? Who minister? The evidence? All these things. And I left out the legal system. When I'm talking about, you cause a problem. The legal system. So, also which me prove beyond reasonable doubt to say,
Even
back
when you know people are doing
back
things
back and forth.
And people are hiding behind the law to do things. In fact, law, says here in this country, is become the forte of criminals. They are the first ones to go to court. Who can ask them this? You see defamation of the or the court or the Okwa. They know how to play the legal system beyond reasonable doubt. And assembly in and the people who are acquiring wealth, ill-gotten wealth from Sagalam saying in Yamano, they have the most voice in this country.
Exactly.
This is why we are where we are at the moment. And if we don't take care and do something about this, my brother sitting here, good lecturer, I believe he's an economics, probably the same profession as me, economics lecturer. Me a politician, member of parliament. If care is not taken, a croyer to me, a time will come, we will not be able to operate.
Okay, so
whether it is MPP or
NDP. Game Park in the next 5 minutes. You have your full time to really share what you have for us.
Sure.
You try and come on. Yasa baby medamu nyina mo asese mo gibra mo hwe mama nka osnyame aduma efia de enemy ewo Accra Digital Center Mahama Hall John Mahama Hall ye de Jumedia to this oh me am Jumedia na mura say sectoral debate here the bro and we are dealing with food and agriculture. To the NDC will come and do a presentation. Likewise, the NPP, we are not agencies, associations, a sector, after the presentation there. Because you don't miss out. 7 a.m. sectoral debate, food and agriculture. This Friday, Accra Digital Center. Now about me TV, Edisa and Kobe. But still you had it. You for Coco Wickets, Egan, and Dr. Frank Bano as well. So, Ricketts, the next 8 minutes, me jam because now position and no machine. No about the 2 minutes wrap up. How do we change the narrative? Because it cannot be business as usual.
Yes. Yeah. First of all, I'll say, I'm fancy kakra. We've gotten it wrong. And never say, hey, water bodies in the essay. Until we have gotten it wrong. Until we should go back to basics and reset the system and do it all over again.
Resetting to advantage of the NDC, reset the system.
Well,
reset
is English.
We cannot upgrade on this matter.
Well, how do you upgrade
on a matter that is so
dirty water? You have to clean it up.
We need to reset it.
We need to reset the system, especially with the issue of galamsey. If you Google a few years ago, when this issue, galamsey, asked me by, when I became a regional minister in 2016, when I went around the whole of Central Region and all that, when I compare it to today, it's as if I did that about 50 years ago. Things have completely changed. So it means that the rate of assimilation of this galamsey occur at a much faster rate. And people are doing it. You get the argument, all these things. But there are bigger people. What should them galamsey as in Nichi? To reset, at that time, I proposed that Yembani all small-scale mining. Not indefinitely, but in a way we can then sieve it, in a sense that Yebenya, the right people with the right motives and all the right rules to do this galamsey. And those now, they don't fit to be there, and we take them out. But if you want to do that, and keep the system running the way it is, it becomes impossible. Because the influences are, you have different people, whether you send the military, you send the police, whatever you send. You're not going to keep the same police in Accra, as Abuasi as you keep in Kumasi or wherever the galamseys are taking place. Some people will go there and get themselves compromised, while others are working hard. So if you ban the thing and you have only one channel, that look, we are going to give new licenses to small-scale farming, small-scale mining. People who are doing a genuine small-scale mining has nothing to fear.
Okay, so let me go through this. I will tackle Galamsey in Central Region, Ricketts Hagan. This is 10th February 2016.
Okay.
Let me read. The Minister Designate for Central Region, Kweku Ricketts Hagan, has vowed to end illegal mining activities in the region. The country has been plagued with the activities of illegal mining, with the environment being the worst affected.
Yeah.
The activities of illegal miners, popularly known as Galamsey in the Dencha traditional area in the Central Region, was condemned by the President John Dramani Mahama last year for the extent of damage done to the environment. Answering questions during his vetting at the Appointments Committee Wednesday, February 10, 2016, Ricketts Hagan said he will do everything within his power to ensure that illegal activities in the region are flushed out. And I quote, "I will make sure that I will do my best and tackle anything that is illegal in the region," he said. Yeah. So what did you do?
Well, unfortunately, my time was only about 10 months.
Oh,
and it was an election year, if you, as you just said.
Yeah. Yeah.
So whatever we
started, can't do much.
Yeah.
10 months and 2 months. 10 months.
I became a region minister.
So you see, it comes back to the point where I was making earlier.
You know, things got very tough in the Central. So I went there in February. I think that's when I started.
10th February.
Yes.
2016.
Ah, you're right. You know, and as I said, at the time in the crowd, this time around, I am much worse and frightening. That even if we had been able to do the things that we can't say and by now, one of the things that make a show was about if you come further and you Google me again, you find another thing I said about illegal mining a few years later after I left office. Because one of the plans I was going to persuade the government to ban small-scale mining and start all over again. So that was the statement I made a few years later, which I'm sure you will also find out. And I mean, a big problem with the Galamsey and the small-scale miners of my suggestion that mining should be banned for 10 years somewhere. So this is the problem that confronts us. It's not an NDC water or MPP water.
Exactly.
It's for all of us. And let me come to you first, then I work my way backwards. When you listen to journalism or the morning programs and afternoon programs and evening programs, I say we talk about problems, but we don't solve them. And you will hear at the radio stations and TV stations say, people are making argument. And my brother here this morning seems to be making a decent argument, at least from what I heard. But what you hear, say, in summer, we know very much that someone can. That's not what is happening. Anyway. So I tell you, if you call me to your radio station to come and talk to somebody who is talking something that is completely senseless, I will not even show up. So it's not just about NDC, MPP, but debate.
We, the referees, are also very important.
Debate. Or the government representative who call it the way are there. When the problem is there confronting all of us, it's not about how well you do for your party, it's about how well you do for your country.
Your country.
So, sad debate now, media people, you have a role to play, is to stop that kind of conversation going on. Because it's no longer about, especially in political season here, you have people who want to come and show their eloquence, their this, things that are not going to put food on the table. And our water bodies will continue to spoil. Now, let's take Nana Akufo-Addo out. He has failed. It's not about MPP, NDC matter. The president put his job on the line to solve this problem, and he's not been able to do it. And the excuse the president has, or whoever was responsible for what, is irrelevant at this stage. He should admit and apologize to Ghanaians that he has
failed when it comes to fight against illegal mining.
When a fight against illegal mining. And let's hear what the alternative is from President Mahama, who has put out the things he intends to do, and then Dr. Baumia, who is also saying certain things about a government he was actually part of, and saying things like different. But we are going down a very slippery slope. And you hear other people saying that people who are doing demonstration should go and do it at the mining site.
That's another suggestion. That those who are affected most, they've not owned up to even the challenges that this illegality brings to bear. So if you sit in Accra and you are doing...
Excuse my language. It's a very silly thinking. Why should we even begin to think like that? Look, President Mahama, I think, made a statement. Now look, so Oba, Adom no Oba, no Yesho no case no, because there are some big dogs behind us. The big dogs are here. The people who can make decisions and change the situation of Galamsey in this country, most of them sit here in Accra. They are the ministers, the president, the vice president, government officials, you know, all these mining institutions here in this country. They are just the boys. They are not the ones you are going to demonstrate to change anything. If you look at the setup in the look at I'm talking about like mafias. You go to a place like Chicago, my place I spent most of my life in school and everything. You realize that in the 1920s, you have this Al Capone and all those people. These are the guys who were responsible for most of the crime going on in the Chicago area or in the United States. A lot of small fish in the they had a deal with them to release them so they can tell where the big boys are. So that's how they were able to pick the big boys. Today it happens, Italy and all those places. Small crime. You use them to get to the big guys. Ones. If you get the small guys, because there has to be some link between the big guys and the small guys, at least there will be a middleman somewhere. Because the big guys will be the small guys will be no bit your car. Will be no machinery. Those people come by excavator. Somebody brings that excavator to them and put it in their hands. So if you tell them who brought you the excavator, they will lead you to the person who brought it. If you ask the excavator man who purchased the excavator, you will also get.
Okay, so the reference here, every doc 2 minutes.
Yeah, but that's my name. Can say Galamsey fight, a collective fight. My name. Na debi ameka se obaga na memi ha enam ye land tenure system ntino wo ka Galamsey ho asema ayana edin for say Ghana hana aban eni asase and a government doesn't own land. Let me put it within that context. Land is owned by traditional authorities. Intino se opese ukoye project so honorable criteria opese ne okoye project on the constituency even though e bia na oya aban nipa. But I was so cool nananom ahempon. Of course. And sana wetumi anya the right se obenya asase ayi project also. Sa so metie. Me say nana bie ni ho a Galamsey koso won impotem obetumi aka se won onim se Galamsey koso won impotem.
Okay.
It is a person to Galamsey ase a enya banko a enye security agencies but yen collective responsibility as Ghanaians, and especially traditional authorities. Maybe I believe so. Say traditional authorities. Some do money see from say now about 50% of the issue will be solved.
You're right, Mr. Medasi. Thank you.